Hey, it's Mike Garafolo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murf, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in, turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, L.A., Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Bolitnikov, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
Absolutely will do, Brent Musburger, and thank you, Raider Nation, that I hope you can hear us. The title of this episode is episode number 350, Silenced by the Lambs, and apparently not just the Raiders have been silenced, but the three of us chuckleheads have been silenced too. Apparently Luke Getsy's running our soundboard, according to a lot of you in the chat room. But anyways, thank you, Raider Nation, for joining us live tonight here for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 350, as we are coming to you live from, it's Michelle's Spooky Lounge. But we appreciate you so very much for joining us live from Michelle's Spooky Lounge. We are currently podcast nomads and won't be into the new version of the Fan Cave, which may not be the Fan Cave, it may be the Raider Hangar coming soon. Teaser. But anyways, as we're moving the studio, we are going to do the show from Michelle's Spooky Lounge for the remainder of October, because what other perfect place is there to do a Raiders show than Michelle's Spooky Lounge for this time of year? And so we thank her and, of course, Lamont so much for letting us do the show here as they're in the middle of celebrating spooky season. But anyways, before we get to the spooky stuff tonight, and we are going to talk about some spooky stuff, some spooky movies, first and foremost...
I thought you were talking about the Raiders.
Well, that's the scariest shit we saw all weekend. Absolutely. That was way worse than long legs. But I was entertained by the last hour of long legs way more than I was the last hour of that Raider game. But anyways, we appreciate those of you joining us live for this episode 350. Everyone that is in the chat room that is joining us live at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. We can join not just us there, but you can join in with the most amazing chat room there is in all of Raider Nation. We love you guys so very much. And we'll leave it to Swag Jeff to shout you all out. But also for those of you that want to get penetrated audibly by this show, yeah. Maybe on your commute. Yeah. Wherever you're at, goat yoga, mowing the lawn, whatever you want to do. You want to put us in your ear holes, then check it.
Up.
Dang, Jeff.
Both ear holes.
You can check us out at on any podcast service, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can find us, even YouTube Music.
YouTube Music, Amazon Music, the whole, just everywhere.
Ask your internet-connected device to connect you to Raiders Fan Radio, and guess what? You'll get the dulcet tones of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So anyway, she gonna do it, is that what you said?
She gonna do it. She gonna do it.
But anyway, so thank you to all of those of you that are listening to us audibly. All right, but my name is Murf. I don't do this show alone. I do it with my two best friends. And so first, let me introduce to you my best friend and yours, the man that is the dick in the middle and is hanging out in the middle of Michelle's Spooky Lounge bar. As I said, he is my best friend and yours. He is Swag Jeff.
and we're the three best friends.
It's styling and profiling.
What up, Swaggo?
Oh man, I'm fired up to be here. Just because we're all hanging out together. Because the Raiders, it's not a whole lot. There's not going to be a whole lot of fun conversation to have tonight.
No.
But I'm here with my buddies, and I'm fired up about that. And I'm here with the amazing folks in Raider Nation, the best chat room in the entire world. Our good friends like Martin, Jordan Ford, Paul, Vegas Raider Pete. Raider Spot 702 is in there. Ron the Mater Raider's in there. Carlos, Atticus B. Rockin', Jordan Ford, I think I mentioned. Tida Raider in there, man. We got all of our good friends, and we cannot thank you enough for being here and tuning in for another episode of Raiders Fan Radio. But Murph, we don't do this show alone.
Heck no, we don't.
No, absolutely not. So standing over here to my left, your right, is the one and only lovely Michelle Sway.
Hey, Michelle.
I'm the left ball, right? Is that what
Well, I didn't want to call you that.
listen, I love, being in this spooky atmosphere, and it's really covers exactly what the Raiders are doing to my spirit. So this seems like the perfect place.
It is the perfect play. Absolutely, yeah. So scary stuff going on within Raider Nation. But, hey, listen, we're going to have fun here tonight at Raiders Fan Radio because that's what we do. For those of you that are new to the show, we love our Raiders and we take our fandom seriously, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. And so, sometimes it's kind of tough to get up for a show, Jeff. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Sometimes when the team's playing the way that they are, like it's kind of a rough go. And there's even times where, like, and if it weren't for you all, for the chat room and for our amazing listeners and the participation that we get from the Sea of Fans mailbag, from your calls and your emails and all that, I swear, if this was just us up here, like, just talking at people, I'd be like, nah, I don't want to do it. Like, I get disheartened. But then hanging out with you two and hanging out with the chat room, it's like it fires me up, and then we end up having a good time. Yeah. So hang in there, Raider Nation. Have some fun with us as we talk about this stupid Raider football team. But before we get to that, we always take our episode number and tie it to something significant within Raider Nation. And so Swaggo always does that. Do you have one tonight?
Yeah, will you shout that out first?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's shout out the real MVP of the night so far.
Okay, let's please do that, Michelle.
99. Oh, sorry. No, it's me. Sorry. A $100 donation.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Intel.
Oh, thank you, Intel. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Thank you, brother. While Jeff's looking that up.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, well, hang on. Let me not only shout out Intel and that $100 donation, which is incredibly kind, my friend, but just know that 100% of that money, and I know you know this, but for those that aren't familiar, 100% of your money that you give us around here, whether it be super chats, whether it be buying our merch at our TeePublic site, any of the advertising dollars that we get tonight, we've got an advertising partner we're going to talk about tonight, anything, direct donation, anything that we get, 100% of that money goes to the One Nation Foundation, which is our nonprofit. And somebody kind of called us out because I do the post-game show with Scott, right? Mm-hmm. And Scott is always so cool to give me and us a platform for the One Nation Foundation. And it was basically, the comment was like, is this a scam? Like, what's up? And are you really a 501c3 and whatever? Brother, it ain't hard to find us, man. Like, everything we do with the One Nation Foundation is 100% transparent. All you got to do is look at our track record with what we've done with the Blitnikoffs, what we do with Raider Dad, what we've done with the Max Crosby Foundation, with numerous Raiders-related charities. And yes, we are a 501c3. No, you will not find us in the state of Nevada because that's not where we live. Our business is registered in the state of Tennessee, which is where we live. So if you look on a Nevada registry, you're not going to find it there. But we are an official business. We are a nonprofit, and we give 100% of that money away. And the reason that we did that was that we knew that we were going to give the money away from the show, and we wanted to be transparent. We wanted everybody to see
100%.
exactly where your money was going, and we're just the vessels, man. It's like the One Nation Foundation is all based on your generosity, like that amazing $100 donation from Intel. So, brother, can't thank you enough again for that. Thank you.
So this episode is 350. So each and every week we take a significant moment within Raider Nation, relate it back to the episode number. And for 350, we're going back to January of 2023. And we're going to be highlighting the guy under center. And no, we're not talking about Derek Carr. We're talking about Jarrett Stidham.
Oh,
Jarrett
Stiddy.
Stidham, the Stiddy Committee. Absolutely. So he conducted a 2-minute drill and a touchdown drive against the NFL's top-rated defense, the 49ers, sending the game into overtime. But that game was a huge game for him because he's the second player in NFL history with this stat, and he threw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first ever start.
Oh.
Wow. Nice one, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. So much respect, Stiddy.
Ooh, please, shout it out.
Foxy Scorpio, $20 super chat.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you,
Thank
Foxy
you, Foxy.
Scorpio. Thank you. All right, thank you all very much for joining us. So, as we mentioned, this is episode 350, so we're going to go ahead and play some contact info. Then we've got an ad read for you for our amazing advertising partner tonight. And then guess what?
Oh, no.
We're going to talk about the Raiders. We're going to talk about scary movies first.
Oh,
All right,
nice.
Hit it, Swag Jeff.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Hi, Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. The Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio. Insta something. Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. The ticky-ticky-tocky-tock. TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good. Oh, nicely done. Nicely done.
Nice. All right, Raider Nation. So we have a great message to give to you tonight from our good friends at Underdog Fantasy. So Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. With over 5 million happy players and $2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all your favorite athletes' performances. Compete against other players by just selecting higher or lower on 2 or more players' stats, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So every touchdown turns into a win with Underdog. So if you think Brock Bowers is going to go higher than 1 receiving touchdown next week, what do you think? Maybe Zeus will get under 20 or lower than 20 rushing yards? That's very possible as well. Cook up some entries for a shot to win real cash prizes for all football season long. Underdog is the place to cash in on all your takes this football season. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are going to go ice cold? Make your entries in just a few taps and your sports opinions turns into real money. And it's currently Booze-tober on Underdog, where you can promo to play nearly every day with profit boost discounts and free picks. So Murf is a big player. Murf's a big player here at Underdog Fantasy. Tell us a little bit about that, Murf.
Hi, I'm Murf, and I love Underdog Fantasy. I bet higher on Josh Allen, and I bet higher on touchdowns for James Cook, and I also bet I placed over on Brock Bowers, and I win, and they pay out fast. Thank you.
Well said, Murf. Much respect to you. That was really, really good. So download the app today. Use promo code Murf. That is M-U-R-F. Promo code Murf to get $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Up to $1,000. They don't just give that to you with a promo code Murf. But repeat that offer. The promo code is Murf. It is highly encouraged to voice one of these. Okay. Must be 18 years or older to play. 19 years or older in Alabama and New England. 19 or older in Colorado for some games. 21 years or older in Massachusetts and Arizona. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That is 800-639-8783. For the next step, and then text next step to 53342 in New York. Call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, and that is 467-369. Much respect to our good friends at Underdog Fantasy, and we will be better at this next week. Much respect, and thank you very much, Raider Nation.
Thank you, Underdog.
Las Vegas, a city without a pro football team, in a world gone mad. What can we do? Acquire the most desired franchise in sports history? Sin City, lost wages, home of the Elvis weddings, and 24-hour debauchery. But finally, a match made in heaven. The Oakland Raiders have landed in the desert with the Death Star as their home. And to celebrate beyond your imagination has come 3 individuals hosting the most irreverent show while paying homage to the storied history of this franchise. Raiders Fan Radio with Murf, Swaggy J, and Michelle, taking a lighter side journey into the dark side.
All right, Raider Nation, we appreciate you so very, very much for joining us live for 350 of Raiders Fan Radio. We're getting ready to talk about the Raiders, I promise, but just before we do that, this time of year we talk about a scary movie. We have a scary movie that we talk about each week because Michelle and Jeff are always talking about the Raiders. So I'm like, let's watch a scary movie. That way we got something else to talk about before we start the show. But we also want to talk about a little bit with you, so let us know if you've seen it. We've got 2 movies to get to because we didn't have a show last week. So the first one was Late Night with the Devil, and then the other one was Long Legs. So first off, let's kick it off. We'll keep it quick because we want to get to the Raiders. But we'll talk about Late Night with the Devil. I liked it a lot. I didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. I loved the energy of the movie. I loved the way it was shot, and just thought that it was really fun, and it had a little bit of a spin at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, it was quirky. It was fun. It was if you like Johnny Carson, then you're gonna love Late Night with the Devil. It was. I thought it was a fun premise. The acting was great. The shots were great. It was really cool to see it go. Well, you'll see. Just the couple different kinds of shots that they had during the course of the movie. You'll understand what I'm talking about if you've seen it. But yeah, I thought it was super fun.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fun. It was okay. Like I think we should have like a rating system, like 5 eye patches.
Oh,
like
okay.
Oh, okay.
So I would probably give it like 2.5 eye patches.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I'd go 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah, I'd go 3.5
maybe
eye
I'd go
patches.
3. I'd go 3. But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was shot really well. Like I really liked how they made it look like found. I love that kind of found footage.
Yeah.
It's done well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be done kind of not.
I give it a 4
well.
out of 5 because it wasn't that scary to me.
Well, there you go.
That's my rate-o-meter.
There was no jump scares, and so that was right up your alley.
Deal.
But I do know one that did have some jump scares, and Jeff probably didn't like because he was probably scared by it, I'm guessing. We'll find out. Start off with Michelle, though. The second movie that we had this week, was the one from this week, was Long Legs. Yeah. Long Legs starring Nicolas Cage and a whole bunch of other people. Blair Underwood's in it. Amazing performances. Incredibly moody. I love the tone that it set, and it just kind of stayed there. Wasn't my favorite movie because although it did have some good jump scares, it's like it kind of prodded along and then went brrrr and like hit you with a whole bunch of stuff at the very end. I would have liked to have seen a little bit bigger set pieces going along the way in terms of character development or story reveal, Michelle. But all in all, I thought it was a fine movie. Yeah. It was definitely eerie and weird.
Yeah, it had that unsettling feeling through the whole movie, and I liked that. Like it looked so atmospheric, and it did have sort of that creepy. And obviously the doll maker thing, like that was really cool for me.
Oh, you love that stuff.
Looked really.
There you go. Look around, right? Yeah.
I would give it 3 eye patches. I think it was. But it wasn't too scary.
But I'm with you on a 3. That's about middle of the road for me. Yeah. But I see why a lot of people loved it, Jeff.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Well, and Murf texted me before I watched it and was like, "Oh, get ready, bro, get ready." So I was buckled up. I was already ready. But no, I give it about a 2.5. You know, I thought it was. Yeah. I thought the shots were good. The acting was good. Nick Cage, I thought was perfect in that. He was really, really good. So yeah, definitely a bit more scary than Late Night with the Devil. It wasn't as scary as what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. It's more of a mind bender to me. Like, it really got you thinking about stuff. So yeah, but I give it a 2.5. I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I think they do like psychological thrillers and horror. I think they're two different genres, but sometimes they call something horror.
And then they added supernatural into it too. Yeah. Like, they blended a lot of things in that one. Yeah. Anyway, check it out, Long Legs and Late Night with the Devil. And this week, we've got an easy one, man. It's on Amazon Prime. It's the Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
There you go.
It should be a nice, easy one to watch as we head into Halloween. And so, anyways, Raider Nation, I can't wait to get caught up with the chat room, hear what you think about these scary movies. Enjoy the Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. We'll talk to you about it next week as we return back here to Michelle's Spooky Lounge. All right, Swag Jeff, take us to a short break, and then let's talk about the Raiders.
Hey, Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murf, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Let's win, baby.
Hi, this is AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Murf, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Just win, baby.
All right, appreciate you, Raider Nation. All right, so here we go, man. Let's talk about this a little bit. Let's do a little bit of recap of this Rams game, and then I want to play a call from Jordan, from our buddy Jay in Fresno.
Jacob and Fresno?
Jacob and Fresno, excuse me, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Jay in St. Louis. They all these Jays, man. What's up?
All the Jays.
But anyway, so I want to play that call from Jacob from Fresno because he brings up a really interesting talking point that we want to run by you, Raider Nation. But before we do that, let's just talk a little bit about this Rams game. I mean, to say it was a letdown and a disappointment and, but not unexpected, I think it was the hardest part for me, especially as the game went on and the turnovers started to stack up. Here we got Gardner Minshew, who hasn't thrown he didn't throw this many interceptions all last year, and he's already tied the amount, and that was with Aiden O'Connell playing in there too, and him not getting the entirety of the play time. So really interesting the way that the season has gone in this game went. Defense looked pretty good, but this is a Rams team that's missing their number 1 and number 2 receiver, so it allows us to kind of tee off defensively, which is why you saw Trayvon Merrick blitzing in and taking advantage of a depleted pass-catching core. But our defense, although they put up that pretty strong performance, offensively, man, I'm telling you, we are an absolute mess, which is going to, when we get into the next part of this conversation, after Jacob's call, I don't know, there is no identity for this team. It seems that they're plagued by the exact same things every week. Like, it doesn't seem like, and yeah, I know that the quarterback threw 4 interceptions. And I understand that we haven't had that level of turnovers in other games, but still, it seems like at the roots of the issues, it's still the same stuff. Like, it seems like it's extrapolated out when you have a lot of penalties and a lot of turnovers, Jeff. But I think that, to me, I'm looking at this team and I'm like, how have they evolved from week 1? Like, what, other than maybe Brock Bowers, right? Because defensively, we already know what we were going to get. We're missing 2 of our best pass rushers in Christian Wilkins and Malcolm Kuntz. So we already knew it was going to be the Max Crosby show when it came to rushing the quarterback. We knew that Bob Spillane was going to be pretty good. Here we see Trayvon Merrick playing very well. And then, so it's like they're kind of as gone as expected defensively. Offensively, Brock's kind of shot out of the cannon, but we all kind of thought and expected that too. But then everything else, other than that, it's the same stuff. It seems like the same mistakes, the same issues, the same, right? Am I making that up?
No, I feel like we're regressing. feel like we're getting worse.
Well, that's even worse.
I feel like we're getting worse. I mean, and yes, the injuries on the offensive and defensive side of the ball are really costing us games, costing us momentum and stuff like that. When you have a guy like Trey Tucker that's supposed to be your number one receiver and he gets targeted just a couple of times, I mean,
on the one good drive where they're actually passing the line of scrimmage
when they're doing that. But Gardner Minshew is frankly getting worse and worse every game that we've seen him, and that's not a good look. It's a really bad look. And for him to turn the ball over 4 or 5 times, was it 4 interceptions and a fumble or something like that, or
4 turnovers?
4 turnovers.
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah.
3 interceptions and a fumble. It's just it's really bad, and so that's another case, because we probably wouldn't have seen him the rest of the year had Aiden not gone down. I don't think,
or unless he'd completely shit the bed for some reason.
Aiden?
Yeah.
But I think even if Aiden shit the bed, I think they were just done with the Gardner thing.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think as soon as Desmond Ritter is ready with the playbook, I think they're gonna
Oh
kick it out there,
absolutely.
for sure.
That's another conversation there.
That's
for sure.
another conversation.
But
for sure,
absolutely, Michelle, how are you coming out of that game?
Well, I mean,
oh, you didn't have to watch it live,
I was
huh?
gonna say, lucky for me, I didn't have to watch it because I had a 2-day art show over the weekend. But when you texted me and said, "Don't even watch the first half, tap in," and of course, when I got home, I was able to watch it. But obviously, it was no better than probably what happened in the first half. And it's just disheartening because we went into this with such hope that, and I don't want to sound defeated, but it feels like just the fact that AP was a culture guy and he understands the culture and he understood all that, I don't think it's enough. I think we're seeing, I don't know if I'm going to see if I can verbalize this right. When the last interim, and now I forgot his name.
Rich Bisaccia.
Bisaccia, sorry. Everybody pounded the table, wanted him. I mean, they didn't pound as hard, but they wanted him. And I wonder if we're seeing what would have happened if Bisaccia had gotten the job. Would he have also floundered and struggled because he'd never been a head coach or whatever? It just, was it enough? I don't know. Obviously, he's going to get more time, and I get that, but it just feels like maybe that wasn't enough. It needed to be someone who has a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Being a coach, a little more experience.
Well,
and that's the thing.
A little more experience.
And that's the thing, I mean, we always say around here, culture eats strategy for breakfast. But you have to have some strategy, too.
You got to have a strategy.
You got to have a strategy. You got to have a game plan and stuff like that. And I really, really thought that when, because they showed at the beginning of the game, Luke Getsy's up in the booth. And I was like,
which was AP's decision to stick his ass up there.
Yeah, but that helped Patrick Graham last year. And so I was like, ooh.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So maybe we're going to see something similar. Maybe we're going to see him see the field a little bit better, all that stuff. But no, it's the same shit, just a different day.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michelle, you were touching on something there, and it's important too that I talked a little bit about this with Scott on the post-game show, that culture should be, I know emotion is fleeting, all right, we learn that, and all the greatest coaches will tell you that. It's not sustainable. You can only do it for a period of time, like 9 games last year, or in Bisaccia's case, win the last 4 to close out to go to a playoff game, all that kind of stuff, right? But you can't ride that. It's never too high, never too low, that whole idea. Okay, but that said, a healthy culture and a healthy environment, right, that's not oppressive under Josh McDaniels' idiocy and, you know what I mean, all the things that this Raider team was having to deal with. When you're in a good environment, it should bring the best out of you, right? And so what is the one thing that we, or at least I'll own it myself, that had so much confidence and so much faith heading into this, and I've got this, and the soundbite's going to lead into we're going to talk about this too, but I don't want to get too far ahead in the AP discussion, but I think what you brought up is a great point, that when you look at the team, if those things aren't there, if that strategy's not there, that culture's not there, the leadership is not there, there's a quit, there's a regression, when you add what he's supposed to be good at, and that doesn't equate, then it makes everything else look that much bigger, right? I guess that's what I'm saying. It just draws a bigger highlight to the other challenges when he can't do the 1 or 2 things that were supposed to make him great.
Yeah, it feels like when, when you've got kids and you're like, I'm not one of your little friends. You know, like it almost feels like he's not being as much of a parent as he is being a friend. And so they're not, because in the beginning it was like, oh, we're going to play for him, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it just doesn't feel like they are giving him the respect that he deserves.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It just
for
feels off.
a guy like Jack Jones to kind of be the guy that's you still see him, you know, just half-ass trying to tackle somebody and stuff like that. For that guy that, you know, I mean, that was pounding the table harder really than anybody for Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
Him and Max, but like, you know, they had past, they had history together, Jack Jones and AP. And so, I mean, to see a guy like that kind of start quitting a little bit, I'm like, oh, geez, like what's going on?
Yeah. All right, let's continue this conversation about AP. We're going to kick this off by playing this call from Jacob from Fresno because I think he brings up an interesting talking point.
What's up, guys? Jacob from Fresno. I know I called early. I'll try to keep it really brief, but I just wanted to say, because I'm listening to the post-game show with Scott, you know, and Murf, the way we've turned on AP, man, I don't understand. I know. I understand it. But what I want to say is just to kind of, you know, bring some faith back into the AP camp. Don't give up on them all of a sudden. Just remember this. AP wanted to get Jaden Daniels. That's one thing. AP was not trying to let go of Devontae Adams. That's another thing. AP did not want to let go of Josh Jacobs, and everybody knows it, right? And, you know, his first option was not Luke Getsy. It was Cliff Kingsbury. All those things, despite, you know, maybe Devontae Adams, all those things this year look like they would have helped this team tremendously. So if AP had his way with all those things, if everything went the way he was aiming to go, our team would look a lot better. So don't look at, you know, AP is in a situation where his hands are kind of tied. He's got Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, and now Desmond Ridder. We can see what he does. But, guys, we don't know what we don't know. That's all we got to say. So don't just jump off the train all of a sudden. Let's have some faith. You know, we went 2-5, and we would not have been surprised if we went 5-2. So who's to say the season can't turn around? That's all I'm saying, guys. Just keep the hope, keep the faith. And I know I didn't scream it last time, so I'll scream it this time. Raiders!
All right, appreciate. Whoops. All right, there he is. Appreciate Jacob from Fresno. Thank you, Jacob. Here's what I got on that. Okay, I haven't turned on AP. I don't want AP to get fired. I think a lot of times when you do shows or you kind of get whatever, and especially when you got emotional takes like I tend to have, it's perfect for the internet because I'm completely delusional. But I think sometimes when we're doing these shows, sometimes people can hear what I'm not saying. Right? I'm not saying fire AP. It's over. It's done with. Send the guy packing. That would be ridiculous. I mean, if anything, this team has been plagued by over the years, it's been turnover. What I am being as willing to do, though, is to be critical, and which we often get accused of being shills or cheerleaders or, you know, oh, you guys are all completely bought in, you're blind optimists, whatever. Listen, I'm telling you, we are truly not, and here's a perfect case where we're looking at it. If you thought this team was going to be 2-5, headed into Chiefs week, and oh yeah, by the way, we still got to play the Bengals before the bye. If you thought that's the place that this team was going to be, then so you're just like, oh well, you know, and I'm not taking a shot at you, Jacob, but like, oh well, we could go 5-2 the next. Yeah, sure we could. We could do a lot of things, but what evidence has led you to that point to where you're so convicted in it that it's going to happen? Because listen, I'm Mr. Positivity. I'm the guy that's looking for everything to latch onto to be positive. But when you have regression, it is the ultimate indictment of bad coaching. It just is, or poor coaching, or unfortunate coaching, or whatever words we want to surround it with. It's not going well. It's going worse for the Raiders. And while I do believe that there is some personnel challenges that absolutely have hurt this team, with the level of injuries, whether it be on the offensive side like Jacoby Myers or even some of the dings that we've had on the line, but especially when you look at losing Christian Wilkins, you look at Malcolm Kuntz before the season starts. Yes, he got put into a bad situation with a bad quarterback, but ultimately it's his responsibility. He is the leader de facto of this organization in terms of on the field. His words were resume on the grass. Bill Parcells' words were, "You are what your record says you are." And I'm going to trust that those two guys and their opinion is going to outweigh anything that I or anybody else that's a fan thinks. And when you look at the way that this team is going, it's not going well. So I think it's okay to call this stuff out. I think it's okay to call Antonio Pierce out. Not that it matters. We're just a dopey fan show, and our opinions mean nothing. Just go out into the ether, and that's all they are, is just opinions coming out of our head. But the point being, though, is that as a fan, I'm willing to look at this team, Michelle, and I'm willing to be critical of everything that's gone on, from quarterback to offensive coordinator to, not so much Telesco yet, but especially Antonio Pierce, man. I just don't know how to get around that. All that said, too, before we get your comments, Michelle, I want and wish for different. I'm rooting for different. My silver and black heart will not allow me to root for this team to lose. I'm not on Team Tank. I'm not on team like, oh, let's mail it in so we can get a top three quarterback. Listen, we get a top three quarterback next year, we get a top three quarterback. If we don't, if we're drafted in the top 10 or the top 15, I don't care where they're at. Just do well where you're at, which is what Tom Telesco did last year. But anyways, I digress. Keep it on this Antonio Pierce thing, Michelle. I don't think it's unfair for us on our fan show with our Raider Nation in the chat room to have an open discussion around the challenges around this man without having it being taken as that, like, oh, he's got to go.
Listen, last season, for too long, we were hyping up McDaniels. We were positive. We were really, gave way too many concessions to him to continue to, and so I am taking a little bit of a different approach this go around, because I look like a whole ass, like a complete clown when he got fired, because I really hoped for better for him. So I'm looking at the Antonio Pierce thing and I'm thinking, and no one's saying fire him. I never said fire him, but holy shit, at least you really have to look critically at the regression. Yeah. It is profound from what we started the season, or how we ended the season, how we started this season, and where we are now. I would have never fathomed that if they would look like they're literally, you can see it falling apart. Like, there's no other way around it. It's rough looking. You can't help but be critical.
Well, it's funny when we were talking about the Davante Adams potential trade, Jeff, in the offseason, which apparently now, have you guys seen the latest shit that came out about him? That he apparently, a lot of the insiders are saying that, and I'm talking like real insiders, not some, chucklehead that tells you they're an insider, but the insiders were saying that, like, this thing went south in March. That when they signed Guard Dog, that's when it started to go south, and that's where I double call bullshit on Davante Adams. Had me bought in. Oh, man, I thought that he was thought he was the best. I thought he was our leader on offense and the voice of the veterans. Nope, not even close. He was completely full of shit, because here we are defending him on this show, week in and week out, talking about how this poor guy, I'm on this show going, this poor guy has to go on this apology tour and reassure everybody how much he wants to be part of Raider Nation. You just leave Davante alone. That's me over here. Now, speaking of being a whole-ass clown, who's a whole-ass clown? Because I bought into his bullshit. Right. But anyways, point being that where were we at? I completely
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, Antonio Pierce. But no, but
then it went south in March is where you went.
It went south in March, and
But anyways, but all the challenges and shit that he's had, Jeff, I don't know. We'll just pick it up and go.
Yeah, well, I've this season I'm really like because I was pounding the table for Antonio Pierce as well, and I still love Antonio Pierce and I want him to be our head coach. But I'm starting to really look at this season, and especially him, a bit more objectively. I'm looking at him completely objective.
There you go.
Yeah. Now I can look at his flaws, because before I kind of wasn't. Yeah. And I think a lot of us kind of
I'll own that. Yeah.
Because this is the guy that's built the culture. It's bringing back the Raider way, all these things. And so, of course, those are trigger words for us. Like, we're like, shit. We're bringing back old school Raider ball. We got this guy from Compton, California that's, rocking Air Force Ones and Raider jackets and all this stuff, driving the Impala and all. And we're like, this is old school Raider shit, man. Like, we can get down with this. And that dude could do no wrong. for any of it. At least for me. I'm just speaking for myself.
No,
but the guy could do no wrong. He would. I mean, I was talking about if I met him this year at Bolitnikov, I was going to get him to sign my arm or something like that because this is
he's the next John Madden.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. So, but now I can look at it a bit more Yeah, for sure. But I can look at it a bit more objectively now and can see, hey man, you're not very good at this. You need to get better here. I'm not ready to fire the guy by any means. I'm ready to fire Luke Getsy yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that for sure. But I'm not ready to do that with Antonio Pierce just yet. But I can look at, and really just the rest of the season, I love my Raiders and I'll never root for them to lose, but I'm kind of just looking at it more like, just like business, professionally. I'm not,
same.
I've kind of taken my heart out of this season for a little bit to protect it.
I think they finally broke us.
Yeah.
I
feel broken.
For sure.
We've been doing this show in this incarnation since 2016, right? And I can't remember one year. Now, I've often said on this show, thank you to the Raiders for relieving me of the burden of expectation. Y'all have heard that plenty of times. And that's happened numerous times throughout this show, unfortunately. But also, there's always a rekindled or renewed hope. And I wonder what it's going to look like. And this is just my personal fandom here, sharing with you guys. I wonder what that's going to be. And I'm almost 52 years old. I'll be 52 this next offseason. This is going to be the first time I think I'm genuinely going to go into it thinking, nah, we'll be all right, maybe. Yeah. You know what I mean? Versus like, oh my gosh, 10 plus wins, playoffs, here we go, look what we did. Like I'm finding all these things to root for. Because like you said, Jeff, we kicked the crap out of the freaking Chargers, pillaging just for fun, right? Swagger boisterously into the end zone in Kansas City by taking out the Chiefs. The things that, ended with the 5-4 record. It was like the expectations were riding high once again. I can honestly say that at this level of this regression, unless something crazy happens and Desmond Ridder ends up being the guy, and shout out his freaking interview today, and I don't know if I'll have it. I'll try to play it for you, at least the audio. Gets emotional telling his little girl, Daddy's got to go to Vegas. Where she's like, where are you going? He's like, I'm needed in Vegas. Like, it's almost like, okay, maybe this is the hero we need and didn't, but don't deserve. But so anyways, we'll see how that goes. And I don't know if he's going to rattle off a bunch of wins. Again, we got the toughest part of our schedule coming up. But outside something completely unexpected and monumental, Jeff, outside of that, I'm headed into this offseason. Like, I'm already thinking draft right now, and it's goddamn October.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm with you too. And I think a lot of Raider Nation is. I think they like we said, they've broken a lot of people this year, for sure.
We see it on Twitter all the time.
Oh my God.
People like, hey, Murf, great take, but I'm not watching anymore. And I don't know if I could ever do that, but I mean, if that's I'm not gonna be the fan police. If that's your call, then whatever.
We do a Raider podcast, and so I'm gonna lock in and I'm gonna watch the whole thing, no matter how brutal it is. But if I wasn't doing this podcast with my two best friends, I would have turned it off in the third quarter. Boop.
Yeah. Really?
Oh yeah.
I've never turned off a game. It's kind of like a movie. Like I can't not watch a movie. Like even though if I'm like, oh, this movie sucks, like I'm still gonna finish it. But I haven't missed a snap. Other than I don't know, I could count on one hand anyways, the amount of times I've missed a lot of snaps. Oh yeah, dude, because I mean, like Michelle, she's got a show, so she can't be at it, or there was one Christmas Eve where we went to service at church. Still tapping in, but but I've never, and I'm not shitting on you, but I've never got that point, Michelle, where I'm like, nah, F this, I'm out, and just turn it off.
Honestly, I've never gone to that point previously, but I'm not gonna lie, and they literally broke me for sure, because I remember seeing you post on X about after Devontae, I've forgotten his name already. Devontae left, and you were like, watch us go in there and kick their ass in the river. I was like, we're not gonna win another game. I literally do not even believe that we might win another game. Maybe one, maybe two games. And so if now I wasn't doing this show, I probably would have shut that shit off. Because
really?
It's infuriating Not that, like, I'm no GM. I don't know how to run a football team, but a football team should know how to run a football team. Like, they should know how to put together something that what we're watching on the screen it's like terrible. It's like low level. It's not NFL worthy of watching it. And you watch other teams, and I get so frustrated because I'm like, oh, that's what that's like. That's what having a good offense is like. Wow. Right. When is it our turn? When
right. Yeah.
And I mean, maybe I would watch it just because I'm a glutton for punishment, but yeah, it just feels like shit.
Yeah.
This
it feels terrible, and just the lackluster performances that we see from the top to the bottom. You know, I mean, if your name's not Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, or friggin' Bob Spillane, you're turning in some shit performances, you know, and I'm talking about Antonio Pierce as well.
Merrick's had some games.
There's Hobbs and stuff like
Ja'Cory Bennett, like there's
some people.
JPJ, like come on.
But like, you know,
somebody called him the Jackson 5 today, the O-line.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
But you know, we see Antonio Pierce once again making a poor decision at the end of the game to kick a field goal. Instead of that, you know, you see guard dog who always looks like this when he's throwing and stuff like that. You know, it's just on a different level. It's just ass. But so you want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, I think guard dog. I think he's gun shy at this point. Like he's and listen, I'm not speaking this over him, and I hope it's different for that young man because when he's good, the Raiders are going to be good. So I'm rooting for him. So again, don't hear what I'm not saying. But what I am saying is that just from the eye test, he gets shook. You make him, and I'm not comparing him to Derek. Take it easy with your tweets. But like Derek would get like that sometimes.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Like he would make a mistake or two, or if he took a big sack, then all of a sudden now it's happy feet in the pocket or whatever. He would respond to the adverse things that would happen through the course of the game. And like we talked about last time we did this show, you know, we saw Minshew respond when Max went over there in Baltimore and put his finger in his chest, and we saw inspired play from that guy for the rest of that game. But like we said, you can't be a finger in Minshew's chest every single game, play in, play out. He's got to be able to handle that and shake that stuff off. You know, you're never as good as your last play. You're never as bad as your last play. And so I think that's unfortunate. And if he's in his head, like it's hard to overcome that. You know, like I'll tell you just something real fast. You know, like I played competitive softball for a long, long time, and I had a little bit of a shoulder injury. And it was one time that I was throwing to first base, and my arm kind of popped, and the ball like dove like straight into the ground, instantly in my head. And it was like that for like a good year. Like every once in a while, I would just fire one into the ground, just because I was in my own head. It had like physically I was fine, warm-ups, fine. But then as soon as there was something in my head, that stuff is real. Like you really hear it talked about in like golf and like some of the more mental sports, Michelle. But you can get in your head and get the yips. And I think that's what he's got. Once it starts to go a little wrong, boom, it's just downhill from here.
And you can see it. Like you can see it happen. As the game progresses and he makes those mistakes, you can see him sort of shut down and go into that like yips mode or whatever and start doing the panicking and all of the different things. And aside from therapy, I don't know how you get rid of the yips, honestly. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, talking about Antonio Pierce and his controversial call of
let's talk about that. Let's get into
kicking a field goal as opposed to, you know, going for it on fourth down right there at the end of the game when we're down by 8. He decides to kick a field goal as opposed to going for it on fourth down, which is very interesting to me why he decided to make that call, because he basically said, I don't trust my offense to get 9 yards at the end of the game, but he trusts his defense, which he has done all year long. Of
course.
He's going to trust his defense. But then we had to score a touchdown again anyway, so I don't trust my offense to go 9 yards, but I trust them enough to go 65, 70, 75 yards, whatever, at the end of the game anyway. So it was an interesting call. Like when I saw them try, I mean, and I knew that, you know, because it was 4th and 4 or something like that, and then we got the false start penalty or whatever, and then it became 4th and 9 or whatever. So I was like, ooh, that's going to be longer. But like we're down. It's one possession game at the end of the game. 3-4 minutes left or whatever it was. I was blown away when I saw the field goal unit running on.
Yeah, I didn't love that call either. And a lot of people defended that call. And they're like, well, you either got to get the points no matter what. Yeah, I agree. But do you feel better about that offense with one shot inside the 9 versus, oh, now they got to go and get into the end zone from the 30, 35, 40 if you get a good return?
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, so what evidence would give you that you would think that would be a sound call? I'm taking the shot, from the 9. And I used to bring him up all the time, but he was our history for 9 years, so whatever. Let's deal with it. I used to be critical of Derek a lot about in the red zone, like put the ball in the end zone. Like give your guy a chance to go up and make a play. And when he would do that, Andre Holmes, Michael Crabtree, Jared Cook, when he would do that, it was successful a lot of times. Then there was these, all of a sudden it started firing short of the end zone, including the playoff game against the Bengals. And then I look at Gardner Minshew and he's doing the same shit. Like throw the ball into the end zone. You know what I mean? And I'm not telling you to force a pass and get picked, but again, to go back to the whole thing that maybe he's gun shy. Well, he did because he threw a bad ball to Brock Bowers, which ends up getting picked and taken to the house.
Yep.
So now he's trigger shy to freaking throw into the end zone. But if it was a bad throw, it wasn't. So trust your talent. Don't be afraid now and everything come up short. I don't know. I think we're going to see Desmond Ridder, like you said, Jeff. I think we're going to see him sooner than later, Michelle. And I like the young man. I think that, I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but considering what we have now, because if Carter Bradley's not going to be the guy, which I'm still a proponent of, and I still hope that he gets some sort of game time. Should guard dog shit the bed, it's going to be Carter Bradley until Ridder gets ready. But anyways, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
He's been activated to the active roster as of today, Desmond Ridder.
Is he emergency?
I mean, he's on the active roster.
Okay, well, and Bradley's not.
And Bradley's
on
not.
P squad.
Yep.
So it's going to be it'll be him and Ridder, and then Cobes will be your emergency quarterback.
There you go.
I think the thing that is frustrating about Antonio Pierce is he talks so much shit about being aggressive and doing this, but then when it's time to be aggressive, gets scared and takes the field goal or whatever. I mean, at this stage in what's happening in this season, just be aggressive. Where's the button? Just be aggressive. Like, go touch it. Like, I mean, you talk all that shit about ill intent, physicality, violence, pain. It's great sound bites, but when you're on the field, make the hard decision to put it on your offense and get the touchdown. Like, I don't understand.
Well, Scott and Mo say it on Silver and Black today a lot, and Antonio Pierce said it all last offseason. My resume's on the grass. Resume's on the grass.
Sure is.
Well, right now the resume ain't good.
It's 2-5, man.
And this is not a shit on.
Oh, I know what I was going to say now.
Segment or whatever, but yeah. Go ahead.
Well, you talk about that, about being 2-5. Well, this is what got me to Devontae earlier.
Oh, right.
When we were talking about the Devontae, I forgot his name too, Michelle. The Devontae trade in the offseason, we said the only way that would make sense for the Raiders to move on from Devontae would be if we were 2-6 headed into the trade deadline. And I remember saying, there ain't no way in hell this team's going to be 2-6 headed into the trade deadline. Well, not only did we send Adams off already, but now we got to freaking worry about the Chiefs coming to town. And so guess what? This team is going to be 2-6 heading into the freaking trade deadline, which is a kick in the balls. That is absolutely awful that's where this freaking football team ended up, Jeff. Let's go ahead and hit a break and then talk about Chiefs week. God dang it, Raiders.
No, not Chiefs week.
Patrick Claybon with NFL Network here. Hey folks, I know 3 things you might like. Do you like football? Do you like the Las Vegas Raiders? Do you like listening to things? I'll add a 4th. Do you like swag? Well, here we got Swag Jeff, Murf, Uncle Mosh. This is Raiders Fan Radio.
Podcasting and YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of Raiders Fan Radio. Its never-ending quest to bring you the adventures of the Las Vegas Raiders. Its mission to raise money for the One Nation Foundation and to win over new fans. to support the takeover of opposing stadiums and to continue its lighter side journey into the dark side.
All right, Raider Nation, appreciate you so very, very much for joining us live tonight for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 350, coming to you live from from Michelle's Spooky Lounge. Hey, Jeff, did we have any super chats that came in? And we can shout them out?
Sure.
Shout out those super chats and then also shout out the chat room there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sacktown Raider Mike says, I'm loving this RFR show in the chat. This is cheering me up. Thank you guys very much, with a $5 donation to the One Nation Foundation. So much, much respect. And speaking of Sacktown, he's still in the building. Gianluca Morella's in there. Jordan Ford's in there. Mojo's in there. What's up, Mojo? SoCal Sal is in there. Jordan Ford. Paul. Martin's in there. Mark Thompson's in there. Let's see. Foxy Scorpio's in there. T3 Sport. Our guy T-Hom's in the building.
Hey, T-Hom.
And yeah, much respect. Vegas Raider Pete's in there. Hooligan Nation. We got the whole crew, dude.
That's awesome, man. Let me go ahead and hit the applause button for all those incredible super chats. Thank you very, very much. All right, so here we go, Raider Nation. We got Chiefs Week. That's why, Jeff, it's Chiefs Week. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs Week, and then we're going to do an annual play of what we call the Autumn Storm, which is when back in the day when Uncle Mosh was on the show each and every week, he had a famous rant, Jeff.
Yes, he did.
You and me and Uncle Mosh. This started, what was it, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago? It's been a minute now.
I think it was 2020, maybe?
2020. So Uncle Mosh, who was famous for his rants, unleashed the best rant that we have on this show, and it was all about the Chiefs and Chiefs Week and hating the Chiefs. And so we're going to get to that in a minute. But first, before we get to all of that, let's talk about Chiefs Week.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody listening to this show already knows that the Chiefs Week, the Chiefs are our arch rival. It goes all the way back into the 60s, all the way back into the days of Ben Davidson and Lenny Dawson and all those guys. So you don't need to tell us to tell you how vital and vibrant this rivalry is. But is it vibrant because it's been so one-sided for so long? I can tell you this. The last team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs is still the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep. Right.
You know what I mean? So we got that going for us. But does that put a target on our back?
You, Travis Kelce.
Because that guy is going to be coming for us, right?
He's ass this year. I ain't worried about Travis.
Well, he will watch. This will be the game that all of a sudden he'll be in the end zone 3 times. He'll have 4 catches for 19 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game. You know what I mean? It'll be something like that because that's what the Chiefs typically do to us. Without that inspired defensive performance that we saw last year in Kansas City, again with Jack Jones running into the end zone on the pick 6, without something inspired like that from this defense, we're going to get slaughtered. Like, I don't even see this thing being close. And I know they've got a lot of challenges. In the wide receiver core, they just picked up DeAndre Hopkins today, which is big. And I know that he's on the wrong side of 30, but that dude's still a freaking gamer, man.
He's a baller.
He's a baller. And so that's going to help. And that'll be one of those kind of moves to where he'll go to the Chiefs, and all of a sudden, because Patrick Mahomes is so good at making everybody else better. And listen, I'm not trying to sit here and just blow smoke about the Chiefs, but it's what it is, man. So we just got to own it and deal with it, and hopefully the Raiders become the team that we thought they were going to be and take out the Chiefs, because as we've always said around here, it's our time. It's time to quit hoping for other teams to take the Chiefs out. We need to be the ones to do it. If that's ever going to happen, even close to the season, it's going to happen this week. I hope it does at Allegiant Stadium, because we know that the Chiefs fans travel well. They brag about frickin', Arrowhead West and all that bullshit.
Right.
And so it's important, I think, for the Raiders to get a win at home, make it 2 in a row against the Chiefs. I know that it's a tall order, and I don't think it's going to come out favorable to the Raiders by a long shot, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to root for it any less. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be fired up for it any less, because it is still the goddamn Chiefs, and maybe we can get in the backfield. Maybe we can put Patrick Mahomes on his ass. Maybe we can stifle that weak running game that they have, not have to worry about, big passes downfield to Travis Kelce when it's like seems like you can put 3 guys on him, Jeff, and it still doesn't matter. He finds holes in the zones, and he's wide open by 10 yards. I'm going to hope all that shit don't happen.
Yeah.
But it's not looking good going into the game, but I'm still here for it.
Well, if we're going to beat the Chiefs this week, then it's going to have to be the same way that we did it on Christmas Day, defense. Because the offense ain't going to get the job done.
Aiden didn't even throw. Did he throw a pass or not even complete a pass in the second half?
He didn't complete a pass after the first quarter last year. So, yeah. But
they didn't attempt any in the second half.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. Gotcha. Absolutely. So, but I think it's going to be the defense. Max Crosby has got to eat. We're going to have to see Jacorian Bennett ball out. Another big game from Trayvon Merrick. All this stuff. We're going to have to see all these things because, especially if it's Gardner Minshew under center for the entirety of the game, we're not going to get much on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to see some turnovers. We're going to see some things. We need to get Alexander Mattison into the mix early and often and all that stuff. Get the running game going with, end arounds and all this kind of stuff. Get creative with that. But I don't expect a good offensive performance.
Yeah, honestly, the best that I can hope for is that we are their trap game. And they are going to come in thinking that they're going to, dust us and
we're down, they're undefeated.
Right, exactly. This is going to be easy. That's my biggest hope is that that's what we are, because I just don't have a whole lot of hope that, even though I still have a little, because I just can't help myself.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm obviously going to go into Sunday thinking we're going to win this game, I don't know. I hope to see some good and defense for sure, because that's really the only hope. And it's not even the same. We're missing so many guys. I hope we're their trap game.
Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah. That's all.
Well, that's something to hope for. Hey, give it up for Michelle.
Hey. Your silver and black line.
That's the best point that any of us made on the Chiefs. So anyways, appreciate that, Michelle. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this soundbite here. As I mentioned at the top of this segment, this is the legendary Uncle Mosh. This is his rant about the Chiefs, and we call it the Autumn Storm. Enjoy.
I hate the Chiefs.
I hate the damn Chiefs.
I hate them. I hate them. You don't even understand, Swaggo, how much I hate them. Here's my question. Why?
Why do you hate the Chiefs?
Why is it okay to trash the Queefs? Nay, to have unbridled hatred for the Chiefs. Is it because their quarterback remains the only player who's an active member of an NFL team that, when speaking, conjures up images of Kermit the Frog? Is it because when he and the other KC Queefs wear their uniforms, they remind us of ketchup and mustard on a hot dog, a.k.a. wiener? Okay, look. It's bad enough somebody would actually defile a perfectly good sausage made with leftover pork parts, bovine byproducts, and mystery meat with a dose of ketchup. When all good and true Americans know if you are older than 7 years old, the only acceptable semi-liquid condiment allowed on a hot dog is mustard. Speaking of mustard, mustard-colored uniforms are no excuse to cheer for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate them, and they're incorrigible fans as well. And because we brought up patriotism and all things truly American, let's not go down that rabbit hole about my hatred and disdain for America's team, the Cowgirls. The Raiders may not be America's national team, but they are the one and only nation. And our team is not restricted by national boundaries or simple little titles and labels. We are a worldwide phenomenon, a movement, if you will, a collection of passionate obsessives and loyal followers. Oh. We are Raider Nation.
Yes. Knock on wood if you're with them.
But I digress. Back to my original point.
Okay.
You see, it's very simple.
All right.
I hate the Chiefs. And hate is a strong word. And as I unconditionally support my team in silver and black, nay, love my team, and I am watching a game against any other team, I hate the other team. Seriously, how hard is that? Why must you hate them, you ask? Well, let me explain it to you. Love and hate are as strong of emotions as you can get. And when I remember flash back to the golden days of my fandom and the beginning of my budding affair with the Raiders, if you will, as I began to love and support my team and take football seriously, it was crystal clear to me that when some upstart other team who was hell-bent on my demise shows up to piss on my parade, well, I ain't having it. As my fandom grew and my silver and black loyalty grew, my only recourse was for pure and unadulterated hatred in its finest form. Please don't be confused. I'm not your basic burgeoning curmudgeon who hates everything. In fact, yes, I love my fellow man. I love my Lord and Savior. I love my country. I love my Raiders. I love Swag Jeff. And I love most of my family. But for 4 hours, usually twice a year, I shelve my faith full of forgiveness. I choose to forget the oath I took when I joined the service at 18. And I declare those in ketchup and mustard uniforms and their fans, especially their fans, are my sworn enemies. So there you have it. That is my anti-Chiefs testimony, my rant, or my confession, if you will. It's the reason, it's my very own personal reason that I believe 100% in my heart it's okay, nay, mandatory. It is a complete must, without reservation or equivocation, for me to trash talk and completely, wholeheartedly, and with everything I have and every ounce of strength I could muster, to declare boldly, with my silver and black clad head held high, I hate the Chiefs. Yes! Let's go! Knock on wood if you're with me. Cover the bench.
Oh my gosh, Mosh. So good. That might be the best rant you've ever done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So good. Legendary Uncle Mosh. Give it up. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. And Uncle Mosh says hi, and he loves all of you. He's currently retired, not only from podcasting, but from career. But he has started a fresh new career where he's playing Santa Claus. That's awesome. So he is now, he's not only regular Santa Claus, he's Raider Santa Claus, and he's got the long white hair, he's got the big white beard. He looks just like Santa Claus. And so we love you, Uncle Mosh. We miss you so very much. Yes. And hey, it's Chiefs week. Let's effing go, as the kids say. Let's beat the Chiefs!
Let's go! Feel a little better.
Feel a little better? Get the vibes up? Let's get the vibes up. Let's go. Let's get the vibes up. Hey, I know when we get the vibes up.
More of them and less of us?
Yeah, more of you and less of us is a good thing. So let's get into the Sea of Fans mailbag.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he's thrown. It is!
All right, Raider Nation. So much respect to all you guys that are here in the building. Sacktown Raider Mike, Eduardo Virgil's in there. Paul is in there. Hooligan Nation, Jordan Ford, Vegas Raider Pete, Gianluca Morelli, Mark Thompson, Paul, Un is in there. Much respect to all you guys that are here in the building. So if you want to contact us for the Sea of Fans mailbag segment of the show, you can do that a multitude of ways. You can contact us at they can email us.
They can email
us.
They
That is
can.
show. That is SHOW show at RaidersFanRadio.com. You can also call us at 909-345-3346. That is 909-345-3346. So we kick off Sea of Fans mailbag with the emails. And Michelle, who do we have tonight?
All right, so first we have Martin.
Hey, Martin.
Greetings from across the pond from your friendly neighborhood hopium addict and blind optimist.
Hopium addict.
Nothing keeps the dream alive quite like a childish level of ignorance. Ah, that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
I see Washington, Kansas, and Seattle active in the trade market today and wonder what our front office is thinking, given our current dire situation. I like the signing of Ritter. From the practice squad, but hope they start Bradley first, who's already in the scheme and should know how the coaches want things done. Maybe they'll trade Minshew. We'll just have to wait and see who wants a little ass pick machine. Anyhow, chin up nation, we can only keep on supporting who we have on the field and each other off it. All the best, Martin.
Nice.
Thank you, Martin. I appreciate that. Okay, next we have Hooligan.
Hey, Hooligan.
Murf, Swaggo, Michelle, this is your friendly neighborhood hooligan again. Lost, confused, bewildered. Help me understand what we're really doing here. Desmond Ritter? Seriously, the guy that threw 12 touchdowns at 12 interceptions in 2023 playing for the Falcons? How is that a better option than Gardner? Pick him if you got him, Minshew. It's simply because of his escapability? I'm just confused. I get AOC is injured and out, but I just don't get the pickup. Nation, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think 13 wins are in the card this season.
Sorry, Michelle.
Damn it. But, damn it, I want to stay positive. So what's good? Max has made it clear once again that he wants to be a Raider. He bleeds silver and black no matter what. We picked up another receiver in Terrace Marshall. Interesting pick. And fun fact, my newest associate, who is a diehard Raider fan, played football with him in high school and thinks he brings positives to the team.
Nice.
Oh, and I get to head east to see our Raiders win, lose, or tie in Cincinnati. And I've never lost a tailgate, so let's go Raiders. Just win, baby. Yes, that's true. And also, we'll be there too. So.
We will. Yeah, Michelle and I and Devin will be in Cincinnati. So, yeah, so hit us up. So we'll be wandering, because I don't think we're even going to our seats during this game. I think we're just going to be wandering around, hanging out. So
we'll be aimless.
So if you are at the Cincinnati game, definitely hit us up, and we'd love to have a cocktail with you and hug your neck and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
All right, next we have T-Hom, and he said to get the button ready.
Oh, the bleep button.
So, the bleep button.
Okay, all right.
Greetings, Murf, Swag, Jeff, and Michelle, everyone in the fan cave, and especially all those who may be walking the plank of their respective fandom.
Oh, not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
I love this picture for those of you that are on the video. Looks like Jeff has bat wings coming out of his
nice.
head.
Oh, it does.
That's cool, man.
Screenshot.
I love that. Hey.
As Aaron Rodgers once said, relax. That and Aaron Rodgers. I hope him and his boy, I want Tay, enjoy, but also, enjoy being in the Big Apple together as they watch that Big Apple rot all over the New Jersey Meadowlands.
Ooh, nice.
As for our Raiders, I think we all feel like the kid who is banging on an empty piñata, hoping that treats will fall out, but knowing that there was nothing in there to begin with, kind of like our offensive production so far this year. One of these days, Charlie Brown will actually kick the football, but for us, Lucy continues to pull the football away at the last minute, and we come crashing down on our ass. Okay, so what the do we do now? Well, first, I would not fire Luke Getsy right away, but I would shift the play calling duties to a tag team tandem of Joe Philbin and passing game coordinator Scott Turner. Things can only get better.
Hey, I'm with it.
If you're going to do that, just fire Getsy. As far as Desmond Ritter is concerned, because if you don't think
unless he can break down film or something that we don't see or whatever.
Yeah, no, he can't do that.
As far as Desmond Ritter is concerned, I wouldn't stop there. Sign QB Max Duggan, formerly of the Chargers, who Tom Telesco knows, and put him on the practice squad, ready to move up to the main roster. We just need to tread water until the draft, when we finally select a franchise quarterback, and no, not Shador Sanders. Next, I would immediately go and, at this point, I don't care who we get. and plug Britton Brown off the Seahawks practice squad and give him the shot he should have gotten last year with the Raiders at running back. I would also re-sign tight end Jesper Horsted, at least until Harrison Bryant and or Michael Mayer return. The last thing I would do is try to work some kind of trade with the Giants to bring in safety linebacker hybrid Isaiah Simmons. Right now, the Raiders have enough money available to where they could put together an attractive offer without sacrificing too much valuable draft capital. I have a long-term plan for the quarterback position, but right now, all my brain can handle is visions of KC coming into our house and doing things that we would never allow other teams to do. Okay, that we wouldn't want other teams to do. Court is in session, and the Raiders are charged with assault and battery on the fan base. Now, make it stop. Break out the grill, fry up some Kermit frog legs, give Andy Reid sideline lap belt surgery, and make Harrison Butker attend sensitivity training for Midwestern corn-fed women of the plains. We'll still be here. We may not be happy, but oh, that. We're happy. We're Raiders. F all the rest. Oh, F all the rest of y'all. RFR for life. T-Hom.
Nice job, T-Hom. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, buddy.
From what I understand, Paul's about to bring us all right back down.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Come on, Paul.
Evening, everybody.
You can't break our spirit, Paul.
It's already broken. I hope you're all as well as you can be. So what's happened since we were last together? Pittsburgh came and went. That screw-up felt like a toothache for a few days, but eventually wore off. I then had a couple of clear days. Calmness followed. Clarity kicked in, and I started to be a little more realistic. Then Sunday rolled around again. The Rams game kicked off at 9:05 p.m. here. I managed to keep the calmness and clarity until around 9:08. Then started screaming all kinds of shit at the TV and wanted the whole world fired. I've got nothing else to say about that game other than I think Gardner Minshew could be one of the top 10 worst quarterbacks I've seen play for us. I saw a quote the other day which sums us up perfectly. I can't remember who it was, so I'm sorry for not giving you your credit. There are so many holes in the Raiders' boat at the minute, it's hard to know which one is responsible for us sinking. There really is no leadership, no cohesion, no game plan, and no identity. AP is too new to the role to be able to cope with everything that's going on around him, and I fail to see what his collection of ex-coaching nobodies are doing to help. Nobody is learning from anything, coaches or players, and some of the senior players are now either continuing down the business decision route, Jack Jones, or seem to have lost their game entirely, Colton Miller and Andre James. When we were sold this project, irrespective of the wins and losses record, the one thing I never expected to see from an AP team was mental or physical weakness. But at the first sign of anything going against us, we lose the plot completely. So now Tom Brady has ridden into town, and we wait to see what impact, if any, he has. I personally think he's going to have a bigger say in player personnel than some may think. How Tom Telesco feels about that remains to be seen. Hopefully, it's a relationship that can put an end to this damn hamster wheel we've been stuck on for too long. I know he divides opinions within the nation, but I don't hate Brady. I hate Walt Coleman for the Tuck rule, but not Brady. I agree he's been a smug little shit at times over the years, but I promise you this. If I had his talent, his trophy collection, and been married to a Brazilian supermodel, I'd have been an unbearable turd as well. Let's face it, he knows one or two things about the QB position and building an O-line as well. So good luck to the guy, I say. Just stay away from Bill Belichick, and you should be okay. 2-7 is a very real possibility going into the bye week, and the trade deadline is only 13 days away. So if that turns out to be the case, will anything be done to stop the bleeding, or are we just going to see it through with what we've got? Sorry for being so negative this week, but I'm all out of positivity with this group right now. I hope you all have a great Halloween weekend, folks, and if you're struggling for some kind of horrific idea for your family, then watch the Chiefs game, because Stephen King couldn't write a more horrifying script. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, Made Man of the Year 2024, BRT Sizzler Scorekeeper, Proud Made Man, five time, times 3 plus 4, winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello?
Paul.
Hello?
Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul!
Hi. I'm Paul.
Darn right you are, and we appreciate you, Paul, so very, very much, and all of those of you that took time to email the show this week. I'm sure Swag Jeff already told you. That is at SHOW@RaidersFanRadio.com, or you can call the show. And you can call the show at 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346.
You jack.
I got you on the back end on that one.
Hey, don't tell me about your life.
Don't ever Get him on the back end when I ever.
All right, so I don't know. You want to call the show? Call us.
Yeah,
man.
just call us or something.
Just call us, man.
Google it.
This is what happens when the Raiders suck. Remember when I said we don't take ourselves too seriously? There you go.
There you
But
go.
we do take our fandom seriously, and our team stinks.
They blow.
All right,
You know what? And if we keep losing, I'm serious about the tacos and pizza podcast.
We'll talk about your shirt you're wearing now.
Yeah. Shout out Slice of Vegas.
Slice of Vegas,
Slice of Vegas.
bro.
Oh.
They should be a sponsor of this show. Lord knows we've spent enough money at Slice of Vegas.
No kidding.
You know?
No kidding.
I saw somebody the other day on Twitter was talking about how expensive a slice of pizza was in Vegas, and I put up a video of me and Jeff walking into Slice Vegas at I don't know what time of the day it was. It was after a pool day though, and we went.
It was only like 1:30 in the afternoon.
Oh,
and we were just absolutely schmammered.
Yeah, and just smammered stumbling into Slice of Vegas. But anyways, but the point of his post was he was like, "Oh, the slice of pizza in Vegas. I can't believe how much money it's like $10." And I'm like, I'm not pretending like $10 for a slice of pizza isn't expensive. What I am saying is that we've been to Slice of Vegas, I don't know how many times, and I have no idea what a slice of their pizza costs. But I know that with one of those and a shot of Jaeger, it makes for a killer afternoon.
You don't ask.
You don't ask.
Just get that damn slice of Vegas.
Put your card down, or I'll just bill that shit to the room, whatever, man. Yeah, I have no idea how much it costs. But it's so delicious. It's priceless.
It is priceless.
It's priceless. It's priceless. Anyway, so shout out Slice of Vegas. All right, we're gonna get to the calls now.
Yeah, we are.
Let's start off with our buddy. He is down in Mexico City. He is Ernesto, and although Ernesto keeps it pretty clean, I didn't have time, since we're in the middle of this move, any time to edit any of the calls. So there may be language. So for those of you that are in the car and you've got young ears in there, tell them earmuffs or skip this, mute or fast forward or come back to this part of the show. Because there's definitely a bunch of N-bombs in here from some very angry Raider fans. And there's something kind of fun about this non-edited version of the show here at times, is that, and it came organically. We didn't plan this, but it came down to the time crunch, because it takes a long time to go in and edit all those. But I kind of like that you hear the frustration and the anger and the passion of Raider fan. And that's the one thing about this team, man, is that and one of the things that we always say about fans, it's the only criteria is the passion and energy and emotion to which you bring to your fandom. That's the only thing that's can impress me as a fan. And not that my impression is worth anything, but a point being though is that that's important. That's important. What are you bringing to this whole kind of thing? And you hear it. You hear that raw energy. You hear that emotion, and sometimes it comes out as bad language. And so you have to pardon us on that. But this call won't give you that. He keeps it clean. He is one of the hosts of the El Camino podcast. That is the all Spanish language Raider podcast. And this is our buddy down in Mexico City. He is Ernesto.
Hey guys,
there it is.
Here's your devastated correspondent for Raiders Fan Radio in Mexico City. Well, that was a short season. We are recording today our El Camino Raider podcast, and I have nothing for the audience. I have nothing left. How are you guys feeling before doing the show? Right now, I'm wearing the Tom Telesco jersey, if we can say that. I just believe that the only way to get Antiguos out of this hole is by having the most amazing 2025 draft. Because we like to consider ourselves like the Doug Campbell Lions. And they went down 3rd and 13 the first season, but they nailed their draft picks, and now they are Super Bowl contenders. So that's my only drop of hope right now, Tom Telesco. I really hope that he does a good job, because now, guys, we're abysmal. We don't have anything. And that's sad, man. That's sad. What are your thoughts? And if you could send us some words of encouragement here from the other side of the border, that would be much appreciated. Have a great one, and yeah, go Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody in the chat room said that, wow, this guy sounds like he's done. Yeah, I think that's the emotional state all of us have gotten to. And, Ernesto, you asked for some words of encouragement there or something. Brother, I wish I had something to polish the turd and put lipstick on the pig, man. Like, I don't know what there is to really latch onto other than, and we talked about this earlier, I'll give you this. Obviously, the defensive highlights that we saw from players that we expected, like Max Crosby and what Ja'Cory Bennett's doing, Trayvon Merrick this last weekend. But then Brock Bowers, like I think that, you're talking about a guy that's got the potential to lead not just the league for tight ends, but for all of receiver. Isn't he up on like the short list for receiver? I know just tight end for sure. Yeah. But you fact check me. Somebody in the chat room will know. But anyways, he's got the opportunity to do something that might potentially earn him Offensive Rookie of the Year, which I thought was never going to happen because of so many quarterbacks in this. But if it's not Jaden Daniels, if for some reason, Jeff, that Jaden Daniels doesn't have the rest of the year that he's on track to have anyways,
sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, Brock Bowers is legitimately in that conversation.
He'll be top.
Right?
He'll be top 3 for sure.
For sure.
I think Caleb Williams is kind of starting to come around.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Jaden Daniels, it's his spot to lose for sure. But I mean, in a second or close third, I mean, it's Brock Bowers. It's Brock Bowers. I mean, he's setting records, for tight ends and stuff like that within the first 6-7 games or whatever. Like, I mean, the guy's just lighting the world on fire, man. He's incredible.
He's incredible, and I think that like it's when it comes to other draft classes, Michelle, if we didn't have the plethora of quarterbacks, or at least not the plethora of quarterbacks that are playing well, like under a lot of different seasons, Brock might have been the favorite for this.
Yeah, I mean, and he started shining like from the rip. Like he
right,
just, he didn't have to like build up into what he's doing now. Like he just, from the first play that we saw him, it was like, oh, he's special.
He is who we thought he was.
He is exactly
as billed, as advertised.
As advertised for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, he's so exciting to watch. At least we have something.
Absolutely. See, there you go, Ernesto. Positivity. Let's go.
There you go. There you go.
We're the show for positivity. That's for sure.
We got you.
All right, next up, let's check in with our buddy. I believe this is Jay in St. Louis. So again, there, if you've got young ears in the car, tell them earmuffs.
Murf, Swaggo, Michelle, it's your boy Jay from St. Louis. It's Saturday before the game, and this is going to be a little deep cut because you guys are older, but there's this artist, his name's Swaco, Fueco, and he has a song called Up in Smoke. Holy shit, does it make me feel about the Raiders a certain type of way? At least the chorus. There's a part where he says, if everything I touch turned into gold, you'd be my Medusa, turning everything to stone. Fucking everything up is the only thing we know. Pour the gas, light the match, up in smoke. And if that is not a goddamn representation of the past 20 fucking years of being a Raider fan, I don't know what is. It's a love song, but for me, the Raiders are a love song of, like, it's a ballad of heartbreak. And holy shit, we're probably going to lose tomorrow to the 1-4 Rams. I want them to really bad, but it's really fucking hard to watch losing. Especially, yes, it's just win, baby, and winning is all that matters. But how you lose is also important. And them getting constantly blown out means no one's there for the team. Like, we need to find the antonyms or whatever, synonyms and antonyms. We need to find the antonyms of violence, physicality, hustle, and pain, because we're basically like hugs, pushing away, kisses, and good thoughts. Like, we're the exact opposite of what we claim to be. And yeah, so pour the gas, light the match, up in smoke, just like this fucking season. But go Raiders.
It's rough on these Raider streets there, Jay, in St. Louis. Yep. We hear you. Yep. All right, brother. Appreciate the call, as always. All right, next up, let's go down to Alabama. He is Josh in the 703, and I'm sure he's good for an F-bomber, too, as well.
Oh, yeah, he is.
What up, fam? Fuck! I got nothing else to say. I mean, what else can you say about that? Mania? Dead. Offense, Luketti should be fired. O'Connell, injured. So who are we going to bring in? Fucking the practice squad guy. Great. I'm tired of this spot. Look, man, I know a lot of people like DJ Turner and Tucker. I'm tired of these little 5'9" receivers, man. I need some big body receivers. The only way fucking Mitchell might have a chance of hitting them because he can't seem to hit none of these little motherfuckers. Bowers, dog. Motherfucker is the offense. Point blank, period, no arguments over it. Other than that, what else is there to fucking say? There's nothing else we can fucking say. This is not a game we should lose. Not a game we should lose. No way in hell should we have lost that game. We should be 3-4. Now we're 2-5. And the Broncos are better than us. The fucking Broncos. Like, what the fuck is going on? Man, how the fuck can you not throw the ball to your own fucking receiver? He throws behind fucking Turner or Tucker, whoever the fuck it was, a short little bastard. And you can't get it because it's too far behind him. He's going up there, hey, instead of throwing the ball out of bounds, let me just throw it up there. Nope, interception. Can't hold on to the ball, fumble. And then, hey, all your fuck-ups, you made a bunch of mistakes. All you have to do is, hey, redeem yourself. Let's get this drive, redeem yourself. Can't even fucking do that. The straight up fucks up, man. Throws another goddamn pick. Hey, run his ass the fuck out of town, man. Fuck him. I know I'm playing the Chiefs. Yeah, guess what? They are better than us. We are who the fuck we apparently are. We are who they thought we were. They shit. And fuck the Chiefs.
Oh my God.
Ah, there he is, Josh in the 703. Oh my gosh, brother, that was incredible. Too funny. All right, next up, oh my gosh. Who we got here? I believe we got, let's see if I can make this thing go. Make it go, Murf. All right, there we go. We got Jacob in Fresno.
Murf, Swaggle, and the lovely Michelle Sweat. What's up, guys? It's Jacob from Fresno. And, you know, we're down bad, guys. I mean, what do we really got to look forward to? Tanking, pretty much. Not literally, because we're not trying. We're just losing regardless, whether or not we try. So is that even better? I'd say it's better, yeah, just because your heart's still in it. But, guys, we're not a good team. We're not good. I mean, for the rest of the year, I think we'll probably finish with about 2 or 3 wins. It's looking so. Wait a second. Am I seeing this correctly? I'm checking my socials right now. Is this a fake post? Is this a joke? Desmond Ritter is a Raider. Desmond Raider. Woo! We're going to win 7 games now. Let's go! Woo! Top 15 pick instead of number 1 overall. Desmond Raider, baby. We had Gardner. He was going to throw picks all day, but now we got Desmond Ritter, and he's going to run for 9 yards and throw 3 incompletes, baby. Woo! We are really messed up. This franchise is just shameful. What's happening to us? We can't get excited for real anymore. We've got to just make it up. Oh, it's a bad year, guys. It's a bad year. When's it going to be our time? When's it going to be our time? When are we going to be back in black? I mean, we got the colors, right?
When's it going to be our time?
That's right.
Up there, that's their time. Down here, it's our time. It's Goonie time.
Nice.
Right, we got the logo. We got the shield. We get out there, and the other team looks at us, and they're like, well, that's a very menacing team. And then we get out there and we play, and then, oh, they threw it right to us. Oh, they fumbled right to us. Oh, look, I just happen to be scoring, even though I haven't scored all year. People get their get-back games with us, man. Like, what is going on? Antonio Pierce, you got to get on it. You got to get Luke Getsy out of there. Let's bring somebody else in. Maybe a David Shaw from Stanford. Come on, I'm just throwing out names. But let's fix this offense. Let's get something to salvage out of this year. And let's be smart in the draft, too. Maybe do a trade or whatever. Let's go get our quarterback. You guys take it easy. Go Raiders.
Jacob from Fresno. Good job, Jacob. Love it. All right, next up, we've got, this is a new caller, I think, to the show.
Nice.
We love it when we get new callers. And so let's check in with our buddy Matthew in North Carolina. Much love and prayers up to you, brother, and everybody else in the state of North Carolina, and everybody else is still dealing, and the surrounding states that are still dealing with the issues from the hurricane, man.
Hey, guys. This is Matthew Stanley from the foothills of beautiful North Carolina. And, what the hell? 20 years of mediocrity as a franchise. I mean, look, I love AP. He was the guy I wanted, but he's in trouble. And, there's just no consistency as a franchise. I mean, none. I mean, it's been pure hell, since January 26, 2003. What the heck happened to the commitment to excellence, to just win, baby? The Raider way. Can AP and this team, can they turn it around? I mean, with all the injuries we have and the tomato can that we've got back there in the pocket, in Gardner Minshew, I just think it's too fucking late. I mean, maybe not. Maybe Tom Brady will come in on his, with the red cape on the white horse and somehow save everything, right? He's going to make a difference. Look, I mean, it pains me to fucking say that. Oh my God. But Tom, just like you said, Murph, he's not to blame for the Tuck rule. I got no problem with Tom Brady. He's the GOAT, and if he can turn it around, okay, fine. Well, sure. I'm all for it. Anything to make all this shit go away. It's depressing. Every week, it's like battered wife syndrome here. I go in thinking, no, they've changed. It's going to be different. And then every week I got a fucking black eye. Raider Nation's got a black eye. Is Desmond Ridder about to be the 2024 version of Jim Plunkett? I don't think so. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's my second time calling in, and I hope it makes the show. And I'll always love to Raider Nation and all of you guys and what you're doing on the show. I love it. It's great. And Raider Nation for life. Raiders.
All right. There he is, Matthew, North Carolina. And I apologize. That was his second call. Yeah, that was his second call. So call us one more time, Matthew, and you can become the next made man or made woman here, or made maiden, I guess, here at Raiders Fan Radio. All right, so we've got one more call to get to.
Okay.
Yeah. So when this man comes on the show, he brings not only some dulcet tones, but some amazing takes when it comes to Raider Nation. And so we would just tell you this, Raider Nation, if you've got lights,
dim them.
If you've got an adult beverage,
crack it open.
If you've got pants,
unzip them.
They're already once the music starts playing.
they just handle themselves.
It does it themselves.
Hey, Michelle, if you got candles,
light them up.
Light them up. It is time for the Italian-born, but as he will refer to himself, he is Raider-born Rico.
Hey guys, it's Rico here. Just a quick message to say you, calm down, nation, calm down. I don't like to make excuses, but we are certainly facing some excusable situations. We missed several key defensive players in certain games, and we're still missing them. Wide receiver 1, she's gone, she left, she probably destroyed the locker room. Wide receiver 2, which is our wide receiver 1 now, is down. We're playing with 2 backup quarterbacks. One of them is down, the other sucked badly. Yes, we should avoid this from the beginning, getting Minshew at quarterback 1, but hey, which other option we really had, to be honest? I mean, they took all the other quarterbacks in the draft, and we had nothing, and I repeat, nothing to trade for. Stop the talk, we should have traded this, we should have drafted that. We had nothing to trade for those previous picks before our. And we still got the best option out of it. Best tight end in the NFL right now, Brock Bowers. We have one of the youngest team of the NFL. We have a rookie offensive line. They will make mistakes. A coach which I trust regardless in his first year. We get the chubby offensive coordinator because the other basically give us a middle finger. And yes, I told you before that you need different plans to even just play a game in this league, but we are probably executing plan G here. And for sure, you can't expect it will be as efficient as plan A, which was looking already as a plan B after the draft. You try to take out Kermit, Gonzo, and Chris Jones to the Muppets and see how they're doing. See how they're doing. You will see Miss Piggy checking the menus of the nearest fast foods rather than the playbook. And talking about the Muppets, I'm not going to give up against them. Hope's never lost. Remember this. We can win, we can lose. Hope's never lost. Especially against a division rival. Come on, nation, we need you. You were giving up. Some people was giving up when we were 1-2. And then we won a game. Now we got Desmond Reader. He was one of my picks for the draft of 2022. You got that recorded, Murf. He put up very good numbers back in Cincinnati. And he have leadership. He's hungry for an opportunity. He have legs, man. I've always said you this. Back when we got Carr, then when we get Gruden, we need legs. In the NFL today, you can't rely only on pocket passing. And anyway, don't get me wrong. We'll see how it's going to play out. I'm not jumping on any bandwagon. But for sure, I'm going to root for him. As I've been rooting for... Listen, in the life after Rich Gannon, I've been rooting for, and I can tell you in order, I've been rooting for freaking Kerry Collins, man. Freaking Kerry Collins. Freaking Josh McCown. The Walrus, man. The Walrus. Greg Koski. Carson Palmer. Terrell Pryor. Derek Carr. Jimmy Garoppolo. And they were all of them, they were bust. And I was still rooting for them because they were wearing silver and black. And I'm a Raider, and I can't help it. So with all that said, go Raiders. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Let's beat the Muppet. Cheers to all of you, and I'm out.
There he is, Raider-born Rico. Absolutely incredible, Rico. And so there's a couple things I want to say there on his call there before we get to the Sizzler Award, which is the best emailer or phone caller of the night. He mentioned about the injuries and about, like, what if the Chiefs had to deal with the same level of injuries that the Raiders have had, you know, like 1-to-1. And so I understand that point, and I agree with him, and I think that that's a very fair point to make. The only thing that I would say would be a caveat to that, Rico, is that they change personnel a lot, and they're still always good. It seems like every time they have a draft, all 6 of them or 7 of them end up playing in the Super Bowl that year, Michelle.
Yeah, they have perfected the plug and play. Like, every time Lamont and I sit and watch one of the games, we'll be like, who the hell's that guy? Who the hell is that guy? Like, it's like, and this goes back to what I was saying about a coach, like, being, and I know they also have other, you know, obviously they have people drafting. They have a whole team of people, but that's been their team of people. There's a cohesiveness. There is a longevity that they have. And obviously Andy Reid has been doing what he's been doing for so long. They know how to just drop someone out and plug someone else in, and I guess you have to get to that point. Like, that just doesn't happen overnight. So
Well, it's like they lose a player like L'Jarius Sneed, and they're 6-0.
Yeah.
Like, how big of a difference
look
did
at
it make?
this season? They lost Rashee Rice out for the year. Pacheco has been out for the entire. I mean, but they still find a way to make it
and they
work.
plug in people you've never heard of.
Yeah. So that's and so I think that, like, and to come back to Rico's point, I think that his point is valid.
Yeah.
I just don't know when it comes to the Chiefs, though. Like really, like maybe more so than any other team in football since the Patriots quit doing it. Outside of that, like this dynasty is just on a roll, and it seemingly doesn't matter who's in uniform at times. But that's because, again, they build their depth through the draft, and so they've just always got the next guy there, man. I know. All right, enough of that shit. I'm talking about the Chiefs anymore. Jeff, let's talk about something way cooler than the Chiefs, something that we love and is near and dear to our heart, which is Raider Nation. And so thank you to your phone calls and emails tonight. And Swag Jeff, who's the best of the best?
Absolutely. Well, we had some great emails and calls tonight. So we started off with the emails with Martin, Hooligan Nation, T-Hom, and Paul. And on the calls, we had Ernesto, Jay in St. Louis, Josh in the 703, Jacob in Fresno, Matthew in North Carolina, and of course, Raider-born Rico. But tonight's Sizzler goes to a guy that he's an F-bomb aficionado for sure, man. And he just had us laughing and rolling the entire time. The Sizzler Award goes to Josh in the 703.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Or the Riddler. Oh, we just heard the Joker. Now we got the Riddler.
Come on, dude.
Come on. All right, we appreciate you, Raider Nation, so very, very much. Thank you for joining us live tonight for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. We will be back here in Michelle's Spooky Lounge next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. I'll fit it out.
Yeah, you will.
God dang it. Gross. Over here hitting your empty pinata. But anyways, that's what that guy said earlier. He said something about you're hitting an empty pinata waiting for candy to come out. And I said, it sounds like one of your Friday nights.
He did.
Yeah. So don't miss Jeff hitting his empty pinata on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, live here at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you guys so very, very much. Thank you to all the super chats. We love you, Raider Nation.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tapping back in when it would be so easy to just check the hell out. So thank you for being here. Hit the like button if you can. Like, share. Let everybody know about this. This is where you want to come and watch therapy. Like, get all of this out. Just come see us.
Absolutely. And much respect to everyone that's in the building here. House Junkies is in there. Jordan Ford, Mark Barrett, Martin, Gianluca Morelli is in there. Vegas Raider Buzz is in there. Robert the Raider is in there. Let's see here. Sacktown Raider Mike is in there. Pirate 1975, good to see you. We need to shout out the super chat from Dick Harder. This is not the same DH, but still firm. Take what we can get for sure. With a $10 donation to the One Nation Foundation. Much respect. Sacktown Raider Mike and now with Dick Carter. Much respect to all you guys that are doing great causes, great Raider charities, like the Blitz Raider Dad, all that good stuff. Foundation, all that good stuff. Cannot thank you guys enough. On behalf of Murf, on behalf of Michelle, Raiders Fan Radio. Let's beat the freaking Chiefs! Let's go! Let's go! Come on. Why not?
Why not us?
I'm prepared to speak.
Yeah. Hold on.
Good night, guys. We love you.
You got a minute?
Oh, nice.
Okay, the music was too loud. They said they couldn't hear us.
Oh, no.
Someone said turn the music down. We can't hear you.
Oh, well.
They could probably hear
Bye.
us. Enough.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. You want to do a final goodbye then?
Can you hear us
Can
now?
you hear us now?
Goodbye.
We love you guys. Thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you, Raider Nation, for supporting Raiders Fan Radio each and every Wednesday.
I took my shoes off.
Okay, see you later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.